Hi, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. I make videos about books. Please hit the subscribe button. It really helps my channel grow. Today is the start of another 12 in 12 video. This is part 2. So if you missed it last time, I had 12 friends recommend me 12 books, one for each month that I will be reading in 2023. I will link part 1 up above. So it is April 7th. And I'm like, oh, I'm freaking out. I'm like, I have to read this book for April on the 7th. I don't know why I'm like this, but I actually had Castleman pick it, and it is They Never Learn by Lane Fargo, and this is Lexi's pick. I was supposed to read this last year for Halloween and never got to it, and I cannot for the life of me remember what book I replaced it with, and I have no idea why I didn't read it. I think it's because so many people besides Lexi have recommended this book to me that I'm absolutely going to love it, that now I feel like there's so much pressure on this book in particular, and I'm really nervous that I am, for whatever reason, going to hate it. I don't know much about this except that it's assassins, feminism, which like sounds promising. But whenever Lexi recommends me something, I get a little nervous because although we do have a lot in common, like, what if this time she's wrong and I hate one of the books she loves? Anyway, so I will be starting this tonight. I am sprinting for quite a while tonight. So I'm hoping, I say it all the time, hoping to maybe finish it tonight. It really depends on how long we talk. So we'll see, but I am starting They Never Learn. And then for May and June, I don't know what I'm picking up yet. That's just kind of how it goes. I'm kind of mood reading these 12 and 12 books, but you know, like I have eight whole books to pick from. So I'll see you in my next update. I'm 120 pages into They Never Learn, and I can already say that I am obsessed with this. So we're following two different perspectives. One is Scarlett, and she is killing men who suck. So, Team Scarlett. She's also a professor at this college, so she kills people that like go to this college or work at this college who are just like awful men. Like the very first chapter, she killed this football player who raped this girl at a party. So obsessed with her. And then we're also following Carly, who is a freshman. I believe it's at the same college if I'm not mistaken, and she is bi, and it's just following her and her roommate. So I don't know yet how these two stories are connected, but what I can say is that Scarlett is killing men and Carly is bi, so this is the book for me. Like, I should never have been worried about this book. Like, killing bad men and queer. Like, hello. No wonder this has been recommended to me so many times. So I'm absolutely obsessed with this. Like I said, I'm still at a part where the two stories aren't connected. So like I don't know if they will connect. I'm assuming they will. But I'm listening to the audiobook and it's two different narrators, which is my favorite thing ever. Also, positive vibes about this book. I just got to the best twist. Oh man, I hate when I wait to read a book and then it's perfect. Fuck. I finished They Never Learn by Lane Fargo. This was absolutely the most Michelle book that there like could ever be. And Lexi recommended it for the first time over a year ago to me on Sprints, and I remember this. And I don't know why it took me so long to pick it up. But the thing about this book is that once you hit like 50%, the rest of it is a spoiler. So I can't really talk about what the rest of this book is about, but all I can say and what my Goodreads review was, all I said was good for her. So if you're looking for that good for her mentality in a book, this is for you. I know that I am super behind on this, but This right now, this book is my #1 book of the year. And it's weird, I've said this a couple of times, but I usually read my favorite book in the first 3 months of the year. It is April, so it took me a little bit longer this year, but I do believe that They Never Learn is my #1 book of the year. I don't think it was perfect. There were some things towards the end that I felt like were too long or too drawn out, but I was able to look past that because like everything else in the book was perfect for me. So 5 stars for They Never Learn, and Lexi was right. So Lexi, if you're watching this, you were right. And I'm sorry it took me so long to read this book, and you were right. So my April book for 12 and 12 was a 5 star. It's May 22nd. I think the last month, April, I was like, it's April 7th. I'm freaking out because I need to finish a book for 12 and 12. And now it's May 22nd, and I am just now starting my book for 12 and 12. So May has been weird. May has been really weird, but I am 26% into spoiler alert. This was Kaylee's pick for me. I am currently on sprints with Kaylee, and I was like, I'm reading spoiler alert in front of you. So all my other books have been 5 stars, so I'm really hoping that this is 5 star as well. But what's happening is we are following April, who is an archaeologist or geologist or something that's really cool with rocks, and she is a badass, and she's plus sized, and she is really super into this fandom of this TV show that reminds me of Outlander, and she attention on Twitter for the way she looks, and the main character of the TV show that she loves notices it and asks her out on a date, and she is aware that it is a pity date, but she's really into this fandom and everything, so they go out on a date. And that is where I am now. So that's part 1 of the plot. There is another plot. The other plot is that both of these people write fan fiction for the show, and they're friends, and they don't know that each other are like friends in this fan fiction world. He has just now figured it out and hasn't told her, and she doesn't know. So it's a very You've Got Mail type of situation, which is one of my favorite plot points. Like, You've Got Mail is probably my favorite movie ever. I love You've Got Mail. Absolutely adore it. But what I'm loving most about this book so far is the talk about fat phobia. April was talking on the phone with her mother about the date she was going on with Marcus, I think. Marcus, who's the actor. And her mom was like tiptoeing around talking about what April should wear. She said something about like, this black dress is always, you know, fitting and flattering for your figure and all this stuff. And April just shot her down and was like, I don't want to talk about this, and hung up. And she was like, you know, the thing is, like, I still love my mother even though she does this. But the whole reason April and Marcus are going on this date is because she experienced fat phobia on Twitter. So like, I really like that that is my favorite part, is the whole fat phobia conversation. And I knew that going in, that the main character of this book was plus sized, and that would be it, but I didn't know to what degree. But so far, yeah, I like the romance and everything. It's very slow going because he is super famous, and I love the You've Got Mail kind of situation, but my favorite part is the talk about fat phobia, because I think, you know, like, that is very prevalent, and I really like that. So I'm liking this so far. Someone asked in the chat if this was closed door, and Kaylee said that there is smut, which I don't necessarily need to have smut in my romances. It is just an extra bonus for me. I just like romances. So I'm excited to see where this one goes, but so far I'm liking it a lot. I am 68% into spoiler alert. Can you hear Waldo? He just like purrs so loudly. Anyway, I'm 68% into spoiler alert. I was so close to 69, but it's just started a new chapter, so that's how it goes. I love the chemistry between April and Marcus. I love how much of a cinnamon roll Marcus is. He, like, from the outside looks like really buff and like kind of scary because he's really big and he plays like this like big muscular character. But in real life, he's a cinnamon roll. And what I really like about him is that he like owns up to his mistakes. So I was talking to Kaylee on Sprints last night and he offended April by like saying, let's go to the gym. And she was like, I don't do that. Like, I'm fat and I don't care. Like that kind of thing. And I really liked that he knew that he fucked up and he apologized and was just like, I like going to the gym, so that's why I invited you to the gym, but I never expect you to want to go. Like, that was my fault. Marcus is dyslexic, and I find that really interesting because he also writes fan fiction for, like, the show that he's on, and he has issues with his parents because of like his profession and because of his dyslexia and stuff. And I just find that, I don't know, like this romance book has a lot more substance than I guess I thought it was going to have, and I really like it. And I like am absolutely obsessed with April, and they have done it a couple of times, and you know, like I was happy for them. I was like, good. Get it, guys. I am assuming now that I'm 68% in that there is going to be some kind of third act breakup. And normally that would bother me, but now that I have read so much romance, just have come to expect it. Like, I know that that is probably going to happen, especially with traditionally published romances. Like, that is just the formula. They get together or they hook up right in the beginning, or there's a slow burn or something or whatever, but no matter what is gonna happen, there's gonna be a third act breakup. So like, I'm waiting for it and we'll see how it is, but I am really, really liking this. And like I said, it has like a lot more substance than I thought it was. Like, I like rom-coms with more substance. Not to say that I don't like rom-coms like Tessa Bailey's, which like barely have any substance. No offense, Tessa Bailey, like that's just not what she writes. Like this is kind of similar to The Charm Offensive, and I just remembered that Kaylee said that she liked this one a lot, just like she liked The Charm Offensive last year. And I do see how they're kind of similar, not in like the show, like they're both on shows and stuff, but just like the substance of the books is what I really like. So anyway, I'm really liking this, and you can tell because I'm talking about it a lot. I'm not shutting up, so I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna go finish it. Finished, spoiler alert, I actually finished it a couple days ago, and I just absolutely love this. This was another 5-star. So far I have read, what month is it? Five, right? It's May. 5-star books for this 12 and 12. This one was really, really cute, and I loved the plus size representation, but I also loved the fan fiction thing. And I am not someone who has really ever been into fan fiction, except for that time I was into One Direction fan fiction. Like, that was a thing that I went through. What? I really liked that the fan fiction was a really big part of this story because I just felt like it was so cute. Like, it's what brought them together and what made them like love each other. So 5 stars for spoiler alert. Absolutely love this. I know that this is the first book in a series, so I will be continuing on with the series at some point, but love Olivia Dade. I had a great time. This was a great book. Good job, Kaylee. 25% into Happily Letter After by Vi Keelan and Penelope Ward. We are following Sadie, who writes for a newspaper, and she gets this letter from a little girl, and the little girl thinks that she is Santa because of something, like a miscommunication. So Sadie doesn't write her back, but sends the little girl Birdie gifts, and so now they have kind of a correspondence. And of course, Sadie's mom is dead, so her father is a single father, and he is super attractive, and Sadie is now getting to know both of them under false pretenses, which I don't know how it's gonna play out. Honestly, 25% in, I don't have a lot of thoughts on this yet. And the thoughts that I do have are not great. This is Rye's pick from Rye's Reading Corner. I don't know. Sadie literally said at the start of a chapter, I'm not like other girls. And I just cringed so hard because she eats her hot dogs on white bread with Doritos. That is what she said. That's word for word from this book. And that is just like so cringeworthy for me to read. Like, girl, you are not special. Otherwise, Sadie has like, not an obsession, but a bond with a little girl that she doesn't really know. And that always kind of creeps me out personally as a mother, because if some random ass lady had a connection with my kids and I did not know her, I would be freaked out. So like, I'm looking at it from a parent perspective, which is like something I cannot turn off. Like, I can't turn that off now. So those are my thoughts so far. I don't know. This could be the first book to not get 5 stars, but I'm still keeping an open mind. Like, I'm literally only 25% in. That is nothing. Just forget everything that I said yesterday, because I absolutely love this book. It was Sadie. It was the way Sadie was written, right? The not like other girls girl thing really gets to me. Like, can we get over that? It's okay to be like every other girl. I am like every other girl and I am proud of that. But Sadie, I like her a lot now. Like, the authors of Sadie have gotten over that, which is good. It really switched over to me really liking this after we started getting Sebastian's perspective, and I just prefer romances, whether it's male, female, 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 male, male, where we get both perspectives. Like, I just think those are way, way better than getting one perspective. And for the first 25%, we were only getting Sadie's perspective. But then when we started getting Sebastian's perspective as well, I absolutely adore this. So I'm really, really liking this. Rye was right. I could not stand Sadie in the beginning, but I like Sadie a lot now. And I really, really, really like Sebastian, and I really like his perspective. It's really complicated because Sebastian is a widow and it's been 4 years, which is a long time, but also like, I feel like if something happened to Casimir, I would have a really hard time too, especially with having kids and all this stuff. And Sebastian has obviously his daughter Birdie. So like, I understand where everyone is coming from, but it just makes me root for them even more. But I am so concerned about the 3rd act breakup. Like, what is it going to be? Like, is it going to make me really mad? Like, I know there's going to be a 3rd act breakup. I'm 67% in. So like, I don't have much time for it to happen. It's definitely going to happen. So I'll keep you updated. I don't know, like, depending on what the 3rd act breakup is, I could possibly tell you, like, I know there's going to be one, but like, I'm really concerned about what it's going to be. I don't know why, like, it's fiction, but like, what is this 3rd act breakup going to be? But forget what I said yesterday, because I'm loving this. Like, I'm flying through this. I finished Happily Letter After. I'm trying to make this look good. I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. But it's a 5 on Goodreads because there's no half stars on Goodreads. This was, in my opinion, a little corny. And like, I personally am a corny person, but like, when I personally get secondhand embarrassment from reading a book, like, that's when I know. And that's what happened with Happily Ever After, Letter After. So because of the slight secondhand embarrassment that I personally felt, I cannot give it the full 5 stars, and I'm going to give it 4.5 stars. I was going to say something. Oh, there was no 3rd act breakup. There was no 3rd act breakup, which is a miracle. So absolutely love that. But like, if I personally cringe, then I have to take a half star off. So I did that. I just felt like it was corny, but like, that doesn't mean that it is. It was a personal thing. So 4.5 stars for Happily Letter After. So I'm gonna do a wrap up because it's June and I read 3 books. So hold on. This book that I read in April was They Never Learn by Lane Fargo. When I read this in April, this was my favorite book of the year. I still think it'll probably make it into my top books of 2023, but something has surpassed it. But this was the perfect Michelle book. Like, feminism, rage, female rage. Yes, Lexi understood me. Lexi understands Michelle. So 5 star, easy 5 stars. This was, I read this in one night on Spritz. Then next one for May was Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. This was recommended by Kaylee from Kaylee's Books. Absolutely love this. I felt like this was corny in a different way, but that didn't give me secondhand embarrassment. Does that make sense? Like, it was a corny that I liked that like didn't give me secondhand embarrassment. I absolutely will be continuing on with the series. And then, where's my camera? For June, from Rye from Rye's Reading Corner was Happily Letter After. She has been telling me to read this I have known her for 3 years and she has been recommending this for 3 years. I am super glad that I read it, but this book has broken the 5-star streak with a 4.5. It is 5 on Goodreads if you count that, but like I can't give it 5 stars with, I still feel the secondhand embarrassment. I feel it in my heart. So these are the 3 books that I read for 12 and 12 part 2. This went really well. This is going so well. People really know me. They absolutely know me so well. So thanks for watching part 2 of this series. Stay tuned for part 3.
Losing time, I'm fading fast.